Coming to you almost live from Oklahoma City in Oklahoma, down visiting the parents for Thanksgiving. Had a great time so far. It's sunny outside, but we've got unreasonable stories here. We've got a San Francisco small business to be auctioned after banks refuse mortgage due to the state of the city. Now, here in Oklahoma City, it's a little hot during the summer. In the winter, you get those cold tundra winds coming across the plains. You don't have anything even remotely close to this going on. I visited downtown here. I really enjoy Oklahoma City. It's like one big giant suburb, right? Very small downtown, and there's zero graffiti. There's zero shenanigans. There's zero tomfoolery because they just don't accept it. San Francisco, yeah, this poor guy here, he's been to almost over 30 banks, and they're like, no, we're not lending in San Francisco. Nope, that's a no can do. Sorry, Buster. The combination antique shop, this is an interesting combination. Got a combination antique shop, printmaker, and event venue in San Francisco is expected to be auctioned off next year. The business, known as Box San Francisco and owned by Mark Zaket, is hosted in a building that currently has a broken window, and its address, 1069 Howard Street, is next door to a drug sobering center. Oh, drug sobering center in San Francisco. That is not an easy location. Where is this located? This is located, 1069 Howard Street is the Tenderloin. It's south of Markets in the Soma neighborhood. So it is not a great neighborhood, and it's been heavily impacted since the pandemic, right? So it's next door to a drug sobering center. Zaket told the owner of the building, told the San Francisco Chronicle, he purchased the building at $1.575 million in 2004, but now cannot be refinanced because as many as 30 lenders have refused to help the existing $2.5 million mortgage. So he refinanced it at some point. He must have had a bunch of equity. It must have been valued at, call it, 5, 6, 7 million to get a 2.5 million commercial loan in San Francisco. And now he's a no-go. He's just like, yeah, I'm stopped out here. What am I going to do? Got to do something. Can't do it. Yeah. Zaket expects the building will be sold at a massive loss due to 6 lenders telling him they are not making commercial real estate loans in San Francisco due to the state of the city. This is one of the first stories where we have heard that directly on a small business level. This is a guy that has a handful of businesses in one small commercial building. You are kind of hearing it. All right, here is the State of the Union. Yeah, we just had that whole APEC conference deal, but back to reality, right? This is a back to reality podcast. Yep, you polished the turd for all those folks coming in from China and Japan and wherever. And San Francisco doesn't look that bad. But now the reality sets in. Nothing has changed, right? San Francisco city officials don't even return my calls, Zaket said. They care about bike lanes. They care about nonprofits. They care about safe injection sites. They've just ignored small business. I'm just done with San Francisco and the bull you know what. Here, it's out of control. This is where you're at. These are the folks that you have voted in that have allowed this to just go wildly sideways. Here in Oklahoma City, don't have those issues. We've got some other issues going on. Governor Stitt here in Oklahoma, somehow he did a little video and he was talking about an animal rights group, but it actually wasn't really protecting animals. They're more for re-legalizing cockfighting. Yeah. So that hasn't gone over well. I think there's a miscommunication there. Cockfighting, 2023, I don't think anybody's coming right out and saying, cockfighting's good. The other big issue has been that the point guard for the Oklahoma Thunder, which I went and saw on Saturday night, took my parents to the game. It was pretty fun because I'm a longtime Sonics fan. Saw Sonics with my parents, had season tickets as an adult before Oklahoma City stole the Sonics. Well, so we went to go see what happened to the Sonics. And yeah, it was super fun. It was a great game. But their point guard, he's 21. He's a second-year pro from Australia, my mother's countryman. My mom's from Australia, born and raised. Anyway, back to the Oklahoma Thunder point guard. He's been dating a 17-year-old. Yeah, tricky. Some video came out showing him and having some personal close contact with the 17-year-old, a junior in high school here in Oklahoma City. But the issue there is the age of consent in Oklahoma City is 16. So no harm, no foul. I don't know. That's just what we got going on here in Oklahoma City. So back to San Francisco, Mark and I share a lot of the same priorities. We're talking about the supervisor, Matt Dorsey from San Francisco. Mark and I share a lot of the same priorities, and I truly wish that we could be making some more progress sooner to turn things around in Soma. Supervisor Matt Dorsey, a district representative, told the outlet, "I'm optimistic that the neighborhood is beginning to see some progress. But for too many businesses like Mark's, we're just not recovering fast enough. It's not your recovery, it's your street conditions that you have allowed to deteriorate. This isn't a matter of, well, we just don't have enough people walking around in this area. You're never going to, because this is not the kind of walking community like the downtown financial district. This is a community people come to and live in. But right now, they don't want to really go outside because it's dangerous." This comes some weeks after the San Francisco Bay project meant to create 15,000 new units, among them condos, multifamily, and affordable units across 4 neighborhoods in the area, was discontinued by Google, an Australian developer, land lease. Google would have occupied and worked in some of the offices in the project. Construction was slated to begin in 2026 and finish in 2038, and it's a no-go because of street conditions. In August, Land Lease paused another San Francisco-based project called the Hayes Point, which was a 47-story mixed-use live-work-play project. According to the website, it was initially scheduled to be finished in 2027, but this was before we put a little boop pause on it. Yeah, a little pause on things. Driving around here in Oklahoma City with my dad, and they are not putting a pause on construction. So, you know, they've got amazing roadway systems. Yes, it's hotter than hell here during the summer and cold, and it's pretty flat. But that also means your development, and pretty flat meaning you don't have big mountains to look at. You don't have the ocean. You don't have these crazy big lakes. You got some man-made lakes. But it's flat, so you can just cut and go and blow and go. They do here. Just commercial, residential, you name it. It's just scrape it because it's already flat, start building and go. So in Oklahoma City and in Dallas, they build out in these concentric circles. In San Francisco, yeah, you've been done developing for a long time. Now it's basically all just infill. So this kind of stuff going on, it's not shocking that this is being shut down. San Francisco's real estate market has suffered, with the latest example being when the apartment complex for NEMA San Francisco's commercial mortgage-backed security loan decreased for the second time. While the 2008 value was $543.6 million, the current loan is down 48% to $279 million. We've been going through all of these decreases in valuations, decreases in sales price, inability for lenders to want to commit to the San Francisco real estate owners to, yeah, we think it's a good idea to be lending in your neighborhood. And so this is one of those kind of smaller buildings that is toppling as a result. Inbound moves to San Francisco have stagnated in the last couple of years. Not shocking, right? With a rate of 49.5%. In 2019, the rate was 54%. So things are just dropping, right? Because number one, it's not safe. You don't have appealing streets. You've just got market conditions that are saying otherwise. You've had a whole bunch of things just kind of go wildly sideways in San Francisco. And this is just one more indication of, well, this is kind of where we sit. So I think the key takeaway from this one is that this small, he's been there forever. This small business owner, he's been there forever. His equity has dropped considerably in this building. Valuation of his businesses. Now, they're saying they're going to auction off his businesses. Really? Well, I mean, his building, it sounds like, is going to get auctioned off because he can't get a refinance. And the key takeaway from this podcast is he hit up 30 lenders. It sounds like he hit up 30 lenders. And 6 of them came back and directly, most of the time they'll just say, yeah, this doesn't look like a deal that we want to be involved in. But 6 out of the 30 basically said, we are not lending in your neighborhood because we're not lending there, because street conditions, and that's basically a euphemism for it doesn't make sense for us to be lending in your community because it's a loser. And those are some of the things that we're going to see moving forward, where your politicians, they can say whatever they want. Oh, there's been underinvestment in the community. Well, there's a reason for that. And this is what it is. And this small business owner basically just dialed it in and said, yeah, dealing with feces, we're dealing with needles, dealing with homeless folks. And guess what? Businesses cannot operate under those kind of conditions. They have been, but their numbers are down. And then the value of their real estate drops, and then they got to refinance because you've typically got a short fuse on most commercial loans, way shorter than a 15 or a 30-year amortized loan on a residential. So moving forward, I think this is going to become kind of the norm here. There's going to be some great deals in San Francisco. Let's be honest. There's going to be some great deals because if he's got an existing $2.5 million mortgage, and nobody's willing to touch that, do a refinance on that, that kind of tells you where things are relative to him purchasing it in, what did he buy it for? He purchased the building in 04 for 1.575, call it 1.6. I mean, you've had a massive, massive drop in valuation because the market went way up and now it's come way down. And these small little buildings, they're getting caught in the squeeze. They don't have the ability, they don't have the big cash reserves that big corporations do to kind of help along getting that loan. So this small business and business owner and building owner, I think it's hosed. And I think there's a ton more out there that you're going to see are going to be hosed. So I think you're going to see a ton more of these types of stories hit the media from the standpoint of, all right, yeah, this isn't working out. This is not, San Francisco is no longer conducive. At least these areas are not conducive that we know about. The downtown financial district, Soma, south of Market Street, the Tenderloin, anywhere in kind of proximity to there has been basically the kiss of death. And this is just kind of one more indicator that this is where we sit. So moving forward, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the politicians say because they cleaned it up for the APEC conference, didn't they? They're just not cleaning it up for local business, and that sucks. But we knew this was going to happen. This is the way the ball bounces, right? Shenanigans continue in San Francisco. All right, that's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for supporting. I'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye for now.